In a quiet village surrounded by lush forests and rolling hills, there lived an old owl in the hollow of a large oak tree. The owl, known simply as Old Wise, had lived for many years and had seen the village change with time. While many animals came and went, the owl remained, silently watching the world. The animals of the forest often came to him for advice. Despite his quiet nature, he always listened patiently and gave thoughtful answers. His wisdom was respected, and his words were rarely questioned. One day, a young fox named Felix came to the owl. Felix was clever, but impatient and full of pride. He believed he was the smartest animal in the forest and often mocked others for their mistakes. Still, he had heard of the owl's wisdom and wanted to test it for himself. "Old Wise," Felix said arrogantly, "they say you know everything. Let's see how wise you really are. I will ask you a question, and if you answer it correctly, I will respect you. But if not, I will tell everyone that you are just an old bird with no brains." The owl simply blinked his big eyes and nodded, inviting the fox to ask his question. Felix held a small bird in his paw, hidden behind his back. "Tell me, Old Wise, is the bird in my hand alive or dead?" The fox had a cunning plan. If the owl said the bird was alive, he would crush it and show a dead bird. If the owl said it was dead, he would release it, letting it fly away. Either way, the owl would be wrong. But the old owl, who had seen many such tricks in his long life, looked deeply into the fox's eyes and said softly, "The answer, my dear fox, lies in your hands." Felix was stunned. He stood silently for a moment, then slowly opened his paw and let the bird fly free. Ashamed, he looked down and said, "Thank you, Old Wise." The animals who had gathered around nodded with respect. The owl had not only answered the question correctly, but had also taught a valuable lesson without humiliating the young fox. From that day on, Felix changed. He became more thoughtful, more respectful, and less proud. He would often return to the owl not to challenge him, but to learn from him. And so, the wise old owl continued to sit quietly in his oak tree, watching the world with patient eyes, always ready to guide those who sought the truth. Moral of the story: wisdom lies not in cleverness, but in understanding and humility. We often hold the power to choose what we do and who we become, just as the answer was in the fox's own hands.